Get it ya former deputy president akiarire manto yaku akiare na nyumba moya nteto Nairobi. Please Purity.
The same with the Mithika Linturi. And I had a fight with the president myself because President William Ruto was Minister for Agriculture during the Kibaki time. During Uhuru 1, that is the first 2-3 years, 2013 to 2016, Felix Kosgei, the head of public service, was the Minister for Agriculture. So when Mithika Linturi was appointed Minister of Agriculture, the president and Felix Kosgei were running the ministry. Mithika Linturi was just a flower girl in the ministry. And I can tell you, they wanted to fix him about fertilizer. All fertilizer at State House. Yeah? The president determines to buy from who, at how much. It is the president who does that with Felix Kosgei. So when they were trying to fix Linturi, when they brought bad fertilizer, and I'll give you evidence, the one that you want, because I think this is important. A company called Maisha Minerals and Fertilizers Limited. This is Defki, who is a partner of the president. He is also into fertilizer, and he is the one who imported bad fertilizer. Okay. So when the report came from KEBS, saying this fertilizer is bad, President William Ruto ordered Linturi to allow the fertilizers to come in and forget about it. Then they wanted to arrest Linturi and take him to court for this fertilizer this year. And I told the president, you cannot do that. You know, Mithika Linturi is innocent. It is yourself and Felix Kosgei who are buying fertilizer in State House. In fact, as we speak today, I want to tell the Kenyan farmers, today there is no fertilizer and the long rains are here. Because fertilizer has not been prepared. Because it's the president himself who does it. He decides from who at what price. And this has taken time. Okay?
All right, all right.
And again, finally, the Russian government gave us 40,000 metric tons of fertilizer.
The donation.
Donation. It was given to this man called Maisha Minerals by the president. And another 30,000 metric tons from Nigeria given to the same man. They blended and sold it to government. A donation from Russia, a donation from Nigeria was processed and sold to the Kenya government at the same price that we were buying fertilizer from. And I would like you, now that I've told you, go and ask the Ministry of Agriculture, the fertilizer that came from Russia as a donation, which farmers were given free of charge? The ones that came from Nigeria, which farmers were given free of charge? The president gave it to Maisha Miller, Defki, his friend, blended, packed, and sold it to the Kenya government. They pocketed billions of shillings.
Were you a flower girl? Kile Ministry of Agriculture? Kile drikare ya William Ruto?
You see, Martin, that question is subjective. We require some bit of objectivity.
But former deputy president former deputy president Mithika Linturi was just a flower girl.
But understand the context here. Area kimantu ya purchase of fertilizer. Right? Te mantu ne yonde. Kwe mantu de responsible. Mantu ne fertilizer, I'm not responsible. And that we are able to convince parliament. Na parliament zitambakwiti. No giba mantu ne fertilizer. So issues say mantu ya kwa fertilizer, I was not involved.
You never told the parliament that?
I did. That is why you want to look at yes, it is true.
Yeah, actually no, NCPB and those other agencies.
Fertilizer.
So was it them or the president?
No, we were. Yeah. So all we were deputy president Accusations. Yeah. He is correct. No makwa detka nantu. Ndakuri mantu ya tuwa. Ilo kwererwa hari kwa mimbe ukinyameri kenda kaya siaro. Nantuko ndomburi mantu abyure byu. Yeah. Ndendo thoma message kwa tweka no weke o na wewe kuwa. Turekana story ingwa buru no tumya ndomba kuendelea kama tamorio. Mendi kirete Kenya yonde. Na Meru yonde, Ameru ponde. Mithika ate mantu yangererwa. Mantu fertilizer. for how long kende leo kama tamirio ya either
yeah umirio
no kuibwa
yeah
na nkwere manto fertilizer yake yanda Central African Republic Central African Republic wari me around 2021 there na twara president in Central African Republic narawura inaonda hari so ndari ngwene so yao kuibwa kachagwa hiyo manto Felix nambi it is true ibo bathi sa manto story ile ko story now when the issue fertilizer kwethe hiyo karanga binambi ekwaga deficiencies ira tambi nambi nontu I would always want to maintain kaya certain ingredients kwethe nitrogen phosphorus and potassium the standard set kwethe 10 20 26 ikatreketa phosphorus ka nitrogen ikena mana 4 or 5% is no more mwate ukathe you eat you meant with 500 grams ukendwe you 40 grams wakona 100 grams or something but burakuwa I was not involved end of public service na kumhau ibo bari mantune ya yonde that is the truth that is true
so wakamatire mutaraba yo meri uyo othe ni
main ndari minister wa agriculture na it is true president ndari minister agriculture Felix nari minister wa agriculture
yeah.
Niba kumenya na menye kwa limit utumba kwethiro ryo na barabara tangu thirikari-ini ibo bomba kumenya the kind of problem ira twetha ciata antu betacio na ndiye kwiro mantu iya ukareka meta kwindi ntererie kumenya exactly what is happening nura ciana hata mantu no you see ya harao movie eke woni kuria na hata mbaina mbini so woni ngita cieronke na ma ngiro ya handisi hai na minke mura jinata fertilizer umba gwethira imwe tebui na ambi what are you doing no gwiba na ndo ene na muno eno ndo woni de mundune nteko thiatha nteko menya ayo putekira
so what
kagwenda no nteko nda kuria geburuke yako ya ringe and I thank God no ntu nyamuiri aika ivune na hundu kungi kendo ndendo mumiro na muntu ra wonde uthome message ine kuma kiu na bure kuwa tithoma matin umenye ikuma ko no thome tweta kuanditi
okay you metekire Amin DCI 2
tarigiana
tariki 23 March 2024 You morning, last evening I discussed the issue of the fertilizers impounded in Mombasa by the multi-agency team with the head of public service. It has been decided that we release the consignment as we wait for the outcome of KEBS results. You may now proceed and arrange for the collection. Please coordinate with Mr. Karaoke, CP of mobile number, that one, if you may require any DCI assistance. Regards, Mr. Amin, DCI, CCOHPS.
HOP, you are ops, head of public service.
Oh, head of public service.
So you're looking over Nambori?
Yeah, like little to terere antomanto yo itarera wambawa. Like why did the people not know at the fertilizer ya impounded
the kind of story that is not your question, Martin.
That is my question.
I want to raise the issue about story ya fertilizer. No to and questions must be in context. Ya boga chagua huwa. Awaga chagua huwa atia story se fertilizer Felix na mbibo baiji. No gwiba na oni ndi bingo kando kora is confident it is wrong but Bruno ndinko and hantu bameru bamenya the kind of pain I have gone through na mandu yetomba ukira tutekwaria ido ngukwera ya mainge muno ko tumba wetokaracha but you can't keep quiet forever no until you explode no ndo tukumba kuhelesa ntu iko ndo ndakwere ndere in spite you complain kuwa issue na mina go fertilizer ne watwe kane kare I did what I could. Lakini DCI yakorata I discussed the matter of the impounded fertilizer with the end of public service. So it has been decided. Imenesto on decided na on dipotera. No, that's the question. It has been decided. Ito ko YMB organized fertilizer ko yo. So stop that question.
And you did that.
No kuiba. Stop that story. Kenda the wende kenda umenya wero kachagwa tukai nanzo na ndagwera nambi
so okay, let me ask this. uri minister wa thirikari, do like wina rotha kana na obligation ya kureana na directions imwe onto yeu?
You see, nini siyata on direct one can be the information. So the question should be, ni hatandathi thirie kana kwa thinda comply because I did not. Kanda akirire. Kakwende ndo menya amount ya kibango na mbi ndiche tumba uyo.
So ina ya umire fertilizer. Dengie kwe kethura no rere wita kumya
mukira. Ndako atiri wembe organize ukoye. Ndi unta wundi ndi transporter. Kana woni nte mbi nte for example mutumba wawe wundi minister no gwibwa na kwa ndi wakora na kwa ndisaindwa baba implement amantu yontu bau. Then PS don't you batura yo. Then you do whatever you think is right to be done.
So mpumisia KEBS chawira hata about fertilizer. Nonto ariwa tweterete mpumisia KEBS. KEBS yawira hata.
Whatever we tweterete mpumi. Any.
So what was the result? What was the report actually? Yeah, KEBS about fertilizer.
Report ya KEBS. Nyawire standard ira yari required itambi that is standard.
Kama uri atiriri waziri, what should come first? Ni report ya KEBS kana ni weta kuwira fertilizer ina ambili ku distribute?
You see, in where there is Honda, na respect for Honda and institutionalism. Mantu ya wiri flow kuringa na.
Because I'm wondering why ni tonto kuwira kutoka fertilizer.
So when
the result ya KEBS.
Zerungo gori hatire. No ntombode no kwiburo kuwirwa.
You are the
no gwiba no ndakuri ate bodi ndakuri ate ukuona baro burako kuirwa. It means Kenya way beyond the DCI. True or false?
I do not know how
you don't know what kuelewa chungu
mande kuelewa buputangwe
ndikare indiji yao kuira ate it has been decided DCI no impoundete lakini yao mutirinya agadirinya ni koga lugya sorry what do you expect to done? What ka bende mrume ndi nyenyi no ambire wata kwa the kuna issue ko wata kwa logia so jamaa ni waje pusi to nena mambo mengine
katu diria mato ya fertilizer mato ya fertilizer na miarie ya former PS oku Ruto akiariria about fertilizer ya Russia because ni kwirekana ati actually kwire ko ari kinyana na manto ati fertilizer ni umire Russia ireja na iraurira deep sea somewhere itamenyona hata yetre then we are told fertilizer ne yukirwe reta kongelo sijui I don't know what. So fertilizer je ya ayanirwe free kuma Russia inge yana free kuma Algeria. How come muremi wa Mpempe Omero intenderwe fertilizer na mauria abo atenderwe 2500? Why would that be? Please, Purity.
There was something which was mentioned in one of the news items to do with the fertilizers which came from Russia. You heard about it? Are you aware? Yeah. So I think you have the answers, isn't it? But you know, as we like putting things straight as a ministry, we got fertilizers, not fertilizers, we got the components of manufacturing of fertilizers from Russia are close to 34 metric tons in 2023. When we got those border from Russia, they were in border form for manufacturing of fertilizers, because fertilizers have got different components. So this one came in border form. So what we did as a ministry through NCPP, we identify through open tender a producer of fertilizers. We are now calling it to be granulated. So we look for the fertilizers manufacturers, and then we got one of the farm who agreed to, based on the pricing, to granulate and manufacture fertilizers from those particular component of fertilizers by adding other components. When you look at the percentage of the fertilizer, depending on which fertilizer you are producing, If it is, of course, planting, it has got different components, plus the same component from Russia. If it is top dressing, it has got a different component from the same component from Russia. If it is for maize, it has got a different component. If it is for coffee, so we look for a farm.
So, mabu angoni na abureba fertilizer yani kuma Russia. What is the real truth nonto? Okay, kwethra ya yani as a donation murimi enderu yoni na what really happened kiriyo nonto Gachagua ariwa te fertilizer ya nenkaniro kiri muchore wa president. Your former PS na any recent, by the way, just recently Kenya PS ararasi after Gachagua aretuira te kaya nenkaniro yeta kuongelwa I don't know what.
Indeed, I received fertilizer from Mombasa. Na PS ya Orongo, 34 metric tons. 34,000 metric tons. Ila yumere Russia. Na te waki another 16,000 kumani ya Nigeria. So tuonele free fertilizer 50,000 metric tons. Hizo toaero as donations.
And
So te date. Na we receive menyate komba kwa fertilizer ukamata na murio wikira rimbi iri enkuniana isadicha ituro witayo. So after we receive Mombasa, I hand over non to ba ki meri I kwambi NSPB. Eta kudidi ate kenda nto mba kwewa. But burau karini ati fertilizer the 50,000 metric tons. Boku hadidi kire ura we will run directions ya Nairobi State House. Ne that fertilizer heu nene nkanirwe ki that company idhiirwe formulation kenda and you ma 50,000 metric 34,000 metric tons kana 50 is editwe raw material kende produce fertilizer ingin kroki. But kinyake dane yanirwe tumirwa raw material ki company you the still the company ni enderi thirikari.
how did that happen?
Kokuria hau nangigwira
Yeah, no today okay kwitho fertilizer mheshimiwa katwa ayo there as a country. Ari mikaba ayo there. Then how come ni enderi thirikari na thirikari niyo ya anete fertilizer raw material?
nini yekuya.
Yeah.
Ukonenkera wewe manufacturer. Na wewe itenda your supply fertilizer. Watiko eto antura raw material we umetumire udhidhi fertilizer raw material to endedi.
How much did you benefit? Or what benefit that na fertilizer?
How?
I don't know. Did you?
Benefit yada?
Did you benefit?
I did not. At all.
Ekwendwa thirikari who benefited kumana mbechira sio
mwe. Menya you see what you need to do to know wora kiwa company cheri na niyo kaonde kuleta fertilizer. Ugiwa? Na niyo kai onda kuleta fertilizer. So baraba hero onde ibo banke raw material. Na badidya fertilizer pe ya badidya ta na barendia. So
and no issue material there karika.
Ndaiye. Handa ilo for lab lita they ya kumenya what happened. No to remember branko ndo wata.
Yeah.
Menya branko ndo wata. Baro area ntiko ndo milita. Ndandikiro ndero ngwa ndi receive fertilizer. Ki Mombasa ndazo an donation.
Yeah.
No kuwata. Ndawato nimbi da main donation. Ndiko main donation ni fertilizer. Ngwewa fertilizer. I was very happy. Teta nambaze nda. Nini nda aria all those niceties. Nambi. fertilizer turona meri ni rauma so and when is spending ndabera fertilizer turona ndireta so mantu ya kuya you don't amenya what happened na ndeko menye ndio ndo those companies standards ira sieri sinenkanirwe fertilizer siofero and even written a letter on them for them to them on 27th ngibera ando abonde bakwe fertilizer hey eno ntubo safeguard iya ntabo mabon kirundu kyambira ndabera bahabwe berhene supply fertilizer thidwa company ne confirm composition is the standard ira baka fertilizer baka diata bakareta before delivery kenda in case there is any question the letter is here is before parliament egera okoreta anything ikota in below standard to put to account that I did so kichanga chene ke kuya Martin hiyo ndera sia komanyane hata kukarika I looked very stupid ntona ndina in such a situation getting mount ya kidi kote komea just like when I went to defend story mamto ya fertilizer igira wa imwe fake na ngaingi mbunge ndegureke kuwa na defend na story mundo national citizen produce bond ya mbagi yaringwa ndhe ungero enyo yenda irwarimi nimbi nankane nante kumanya twemerita endero nenda twekera with fertilizer and when I saw it do hapana this is not what we sell only then to be given a contract ya sign on the 31st of March 2022 ireta uibachwe itwa 51 capital ndi atomite ili how I was not the minister but you see dawe tathirikarine ukamata merio kinyeta hario and this was even worse no are worse ya seneto ita uhuru na munya embi I minister that time no gubwa but you see mandu yare ya umbudhukire nambi anto but wata kana bediata pamenya what was happening but that's the story so okay agwiba muntu akiwa tikainandu but you see tikawetokera cha remember the responsibility a cabinet minister ikureta good image ya thirikari na ukaria thirikari ngwe ya kuria bibyo kuria ngwe members of parliament ngwe yabungi so nyanko na thirikari mantu athoki ntoba without kitangasa because I'm part of it but you see now whether when the king is naked you must also tell him no ndwende there is nothing else that we can hide. Gongo gora pregnancy has come to term. No lazima dithiate mwana asiarwe. No gwiwa. No na it is unfortunate that this has to happen now, but you know there was no other opportunity. Kanda anta sukumirwe kenda bethiate bomba kuwa thiate kwaria. No ntukire atio ngikira no ntukwisirisha kiubisi no kiri lakini urato ukira ini kuthukirwa rietwa ini ngwakwa nantu akona kande complicit
so then uri thirikari ne mushimo did you ever no ibaswe aka kwiro gukinyoka doubt president maybe kumanena mantu irabu ku cabinet without really
many times